school next year. What's your special message, Elaine? Play ball! Well, we go on with play ball brought to you by Representative Kathy Dutton.
And welcome in, everybody, to the broadcast. Brandon Monty here alongside Nick Veland, bringing you game number 31 of the 43rd season of Mat-Su Miners Baseball. We are in Chugiak, Alaska this evening. The site, Lee Jordan Stadium, for ABL action between the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks and your Mat-Su Miners. With first pitch just moments away, let's take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Kobe Boulware bats leadoff. He's at second base. Eric Webb, the number 2 hitter, in center. Justin Kirby bats third. He's in right. Tanner Carlson, the cleanup man, he's over at third. Cody Huff bats fifth. He'll be behind the plate doing the catching. Hitting sixth is Aaron Walters. He's over at first base. Sam Thompson bats seventh. He's a designated hitter. Matt Palmer hitting eighth. He's in left, and rounding out the order is Ricky Martinez. He will play short. On the mound today for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks is right-hander Michael Barker. Barker making his 6th start on the year from Ridgecrest, California, and Fresno Pacific University. 1-2 record, 6.67 ERA in 28 1/3 innings of work. Chinooks come into this ball game 9-22, 5th place in the Alaska Baseball League, currently on a 3-game losing streak. The Miners 19-11, good for 2nd place, 3 games behind the Anchorage Bucks for first, as Kobe Boulware is trotting up to the batter's box, and we are just about set to get underway here in Chugiak. Chinooks and Miners coming to you here shortly. As a big right-hander, Michael Barker, a 6-foot, 215-pound left-hander, from Ridgecrest, California. 6.67 ERA on the year, 39 hits allowed, 21 runs, 12 strikeouts, 15 walks. He goes into his windup. First pitch to Kobe Boulware is grounded back up the middle, and this one's going to get through for a base hit. So on the first pitch of the game, Kobe Boulware is aboard on a leadoff single, and Nick, that's exactly what Tyler LeBrun was telling his team. Be aggressive and swing away early in the count if a pitch is there. Kobe Boulware does that. He's got himself a base hit.
Yeah, and Kobe Boulware, dangerous on first, has been all season. Expect Michael Barker to be throwing to first as many times as to keep Boulware over as close as possible.
Boulware 4 stolen bases in his last 4 games. Barker now working from the stretch, and as you say, Nick, throws right over to Boulware. I imagine that won't be the only time he'll do so. Boulware actually stole 4 games during the Scout Showcase. Very impressive on the base pass as he gets a 3-step lead off first. Barker's ready. First pitch to Webb is waved at and missed for strike 1, and as we're seeing, the hitter's attacking early in the count.
Yeah, back-to-back first pitch swinging there, as they're seeing good pitches early on to attack and try to get the ball in play.
Boulware ready, and now Barker throws back over towards him. First base coach Jeff Erlab, also the pitching coach for the Miners. David Dennis, assistant coach. He is over at third as usual. Middle infield in double play. Def, shortstop, and second baseman playing close to the bag at second, as now Barker for the 3rd time throws over at Kobe Boulware. Nick, I'd say that's his calling card in baseball, stealing bases. He has wreaked havoc on the base pass since arriving here in Alaska.
Yeah, he's dangerous. He's quick, and, he times it perfectly almost every time.
0-1 pitch on the way. Boulware goes as they try the hit and run, but it's unsuccessful as Webb pops it up foul over the press box and out of play. So count now 0-2. Webb, the ABL leader in average, 362 hitter, also leads in slugging percentage at 574. A 9-game hit streak, 24 RBIs, 3 homers, 27 runs scored. Boulware ready. On first, the 0-2 pitch to Webb misses outside and high, 1-2 the count. And Webb got a lot of attention at this Scout Showcase as well due to his hitting. Had some really good rounds, especially of BP, just showing his strength as a hitter.
And also, he showed his stuff in the home run derby, too.
Certainly did. Had 8 home runs, which, by the way, Justin Kirby, who's waiting in the on-deck circle, won that one against Blake Paw. As we mentioned, Nick, the 1-2 of the ABL was a great matchup at the end.
Yeah, it was very good. And also, a little rivalry matchup. The Bucks, Blake Paw, and the Miners, Justin Kirby. Doesn't get better than that.
1-2 pitch to Webb, upstairs for a ball, 2-2. Webb made his season debut here in Chugiak back on June 11th against the Chinooks. Went 3 for 4, 3 runs, 3 RBIs. And he homered against the Chinooks back on July 10th. As Barker ready from the stretch, gives Boulware a couple looks. Now the 2-2 is waved at and missed, strike 3. So Webb is set down. First strikeout of the evening for Michael Barker. His 13th on the year, as coming up to bat is Justin Kirby.
Coming to the plate for the Miners, and number 6, the right fielder Justin Kirby.
Kirby, one of the 16 All-Stars for the Mat-Su Miners, as the All-Star game played just 2 nights ago with the National League team represented by the Miners winning. Kirby steps in, the ABL's Home Run Derby champion. Boulware again getting his lead from first. We'll see if he'll take off as now Barker stepping off here to regroup. The Miners' 15-1 win against the Chinooks back on July 10th was the largest win by the team since June 27, 2018. As Boulware taking off, first pitch is a strike. The throw down to second base is not in time, and Boulware almost slipped off the bag there after the slide, but was able to keep his hand on the bag and picks up his 8th stolen base in 9 tries. So Boulware in scoring position now, runner at second, 1 out, 0-1 count to Justin Kirby. Kirby, the only Miner to play in every game this season, his 31st appearance. Stepping back in, lefty on righty matchup. Barker takes a deep breath. The 0-1 is a fastball missing high and away for a ball, 1-1. Barker allowed 3 runs in 1 inning pitched against the Miners on June 11th. Has allowed at least 7 hits in each of his last 4 outings, as this whole Chugiak staff struggling to get things going here this season. Barker gives a look to Boulware and now steps off as Boulware trots back to second without a play. 1-1 the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Kobe Boulware at second base, Justin Kirby at the plate. Tanner Carlson waiting in the on-deck circle. Kirby gets his sign. Barker's got what he wants from the catcher. Now the 1-1 pitch. Another fastball missing away for a ball, 2-1. Miners 3-1 this year against the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Dropped the opening day contest, but have since won 3 straight, 2 of which by double digits. This is just the second time the Miners have played here in Chugiak this year, as the 2-1 pitch misses low for a ball, 3-1 as Kirby ahead in the count. Kirby steps out, the Alpharetta, Georgia native, hitting .250 coming into this game. Miners have won the last 5 games where Kirby's had an RBI, and he's got a good opportunity to get one here. Barker gives a look to Boulware, the 3-1. Fastball popped up foul over us in the press box, out of play. That foul ball is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. With locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla, you're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. Runner on second base, 1 down, 3-2 count to Justin Kirby. No score yet here in the top of the first inning. Barker's ready. 3-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball upstairs, ball 4. So Justin Kirby draws a walk, his 17th on the season. That leads the Miners, and that brings up Tanner Carlson. And Nick, again, we're seeing some more lineup changes from Tyler LeBrun here, suiting guys in different positions, trying to see just what works here down the home stretch as the Miners trying to make a push towards that first place spot with home field advantage, hopes for the playoffs.
Yeah, he's just, plugging and, chugging just to see what works best in different game situations, and we'll see what Tanner Carlson you can do in the cleanup spot.
First pitch to him on the way. Fastball right there for a called strike 1. Carlson also an all-star, and Nick arguably could have been the MVP of that game. He went 2 for 2. The MVP was awarded to Skylar Messenger of the Oilers, but Carlson put on a good show, pinch hitting 2 hits in that ball game. 0-1 pitch to him is a fastball ripped towards center field. Running over is Jess Davis, and he's not going to, he's going to make the catch, in the gap in left center field. So Carlson gave it a pretty good ride, but Davis, a speedy center fielder, able to track it down for the second out of the inning. A tough break.
Yeah, that was a great play over there by Davis. He was able to track that down and make the catch, making it seem easy, but it was definitely a hard hit ball down there to center and able to make the catch.
Couldn't see at first there. The umpire at second base was in the way there for just a brief moment in left center, but Davis able to make the catch. Still 2 men on, 2 men out for Cody Huff, batting 5th, playing catcher today. Barker is ready on the mound as the southpaw's working from the stretch. Here comes the first pitch to Huff. It's a fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. Cody Huff had a pretty memorable game his last time out against the Chinooks. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs back on July 10th. A Stanford commit, hitting .276 so far this year for the Miners. Barker is ready. Gives Boulware a look. Gives him another. Now the 0-1 pitch. In the dirt, bouncing in front of catcher J. Paul Fullerton, but he's able to block it with the chest protector. 1-1 the count. Justin Kirby on first, Kobe Boulware on second. Miners 0, Chinooks 0 here in the top of the first inning. 1-1 count, 2 down to Cody Huff, a recent state champion at Scottsdale High School, committed to the Stanford Cardinal. He's ready in the box. Lefty on righty matchup as the 1-1 pitch on its way is hit out towards right center field, and this one's going to drop for a base hit. Boulware's rounding third, and he will score without a play, and the Miners are on the board first here in the top half as they're leading it 1-0.
And Cody Huff against the Chinooks has been seeing the ball really well.
9 RBIs now in his last 2 games against these Chinooks, and he's got the Miners on the board here as the Miners this season are 17-6 when they score first. They've scored first in 23 of their 30 games so far this year, and Nick, we're already seeing everyone in the lineup is more aggressive here at the plate tonight, swinging at first or second pitches as they've already got 1 run on 2 hits, and now digging in is Aaron Walters. Walters third on the Miners with 15 RBIs. He's got 4 of them, along with 4 walks in his last 4 games. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, Miners up 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Walters is popped up on the infield. This one a mile high in the air toward first base. Underneath it is the second baseman, and Mason Corbett is going to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Mat-Su Miners strike first. They put up 1 in the top of the first inning on 2 hits, a Cody Huff RBI single doing the job, and they leave 2 men on base. Bottom of the first coming up. Chinooks coming to bat. George Arias to the mound when we return. Welcome back, fans. Bottom of the first inning, Miners already up 1-0 on the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. George Arias on the mound for the Valley's finest tonight. As we look at the starting lineup for the home team, the Chinooks managed by John Groth. Pate Fullerton bats first. He's at third. Jess Davis in center. J. Paul Fullerton catching. Mason Corbett at second. Ethan English DHing. Hayden Keller in right. Daniel Freeman at first. Trevor Cho in left. And Dylan Gardner rounds out the order. He will play short. Righty on lefty matchup as the first pitch from George Arias is a fastball at the knees for a called strike 1. Arias making his 7th start on the year, 2-2 record, 5.02 ERA in 28 2/3 innings of work, and he's quickly ahead of Pate Fullerton here, 0-2. And like the hitters, Nick, Arias aggressive here to start. 2 fastballs right there, not wasting any time. As the 0-2 pitch is on the way, and good morning, good afternoon, and good night. A 3-pitch strikeout to start the bottom of the first for George Arias, not wasting any time at all with Fullerton setting him down. First strikeout of the evening for Arias as Jess Davis coming up for the Chinooks.
Yeah, I'm planning to see that a lot more often, just him attacking the strike zone, commanding the zone with the fastball, and just seeing if that works tonight and hopefully gets that going for the rest of the ball game.
Davis, a dangerous left-handed hitter, as the first pitch in there. 4 straight strikes here for Arias to start the bottom of the first inning. Davis, a .266 hitter for the Chinooks this year. 13 stolen bases as the 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. George Arias, 30 strikeouts on the year, good for 5th in the Alaska Baseball League. Making his 7th start on the year from the windup. 0-2 pitch on the way is in the dirt for ball 1. So first strike there after 6 pitches. Not too shabby of a start here for Arias as he's ahead of Davis 1-2. 1-2 pitch is sliced foul to the left side. Davis able just to get a piece of that one as the count remains 1-2. In Arias' last start back on July 6 against the Oilers, went 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 2 punch-outs, was the winning pitcher in that one. Arias gives the nod to Huff. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball just off the outside corner, 2-2. Nobody on, 1 out here, bottom of the first inning. Miners already ahead here, 1-0 from Lee Jordan Stadium. Brandon Monty alongside Nick Veland, bringing you Mat-Su Miner Baseball here on YouTube Live. The 2-2 pitch on the way is a breaking ball hit in the air well out to right field. Justin Kirby's retreating. He's going back, and this one is off the face of the wall. Davis is rounding second. He is heading for third. Throw is cut off now over to third base. Not in time as Davis is in standing with a triple. Jess Davis picks up his 4th triple on the year. For the 3rd straight game, he hits a 3-bagger. He has been on fire this year. 6 for 10 now on the season against these Mat-Su Miners as the Chinooks are threatening to tie it back up here in the bottom of the first inning, as coming up to bat is the catcher J. Paul Fullerton. Fullerton, a season-high 4 hits against the Miners back on July 1st. Arias now working from the stretch. Ready at the letters, the first pitch to Fullerton. A fastball right at the knees for a called strike 1. Opponent's hitting .269 against the right-hander from Tucson, Arizona. 28 hits, 16 runs, 30 strikeouts, 14 walks. 0-1 the count, runner at third, 1 out the pitch. Breaking ball waved at and missed. Fullerton was ahead of that one, 0-2. As Nick will see how Arias responds to the adversity there, with Davis now standing on third base with 1 out. A ground ball, depending on where it's placed, could bring in a run, as Arias would be big here to get a punch out or a pop out. 0-2 in the dirt for a ball, 1-2. Miners 8-8 this year on the road. Surprisingly, the Chinooks 2-12 here at Lee Jordan Stadium, the worst home record of any team in the Alaska Baseball League, as Chugiak not proving to be much of a home field advantage so far this year for the Chinooks. As the 1-2 is popped up in foul ground down the third baseline. Carlson's running over near the fence, makes the catch. Davis thought about tagging up there, but Carlson, good presence of mind to quickly turn around and throw home, as Davis is a threat to always take a bag, very speedy.
Yeah,
Great play there by Carlson to track that ball down. That was not an easy play at all.
And a big out. 2 outs now with the runner at third. Any out will get him out of this inning. So we'll see how Arias will attack Corbett, but way to get 2 outs on the board with a runner on third.
Not an easy play there for Carlson at all. A big out, too, for Arias, who needed a pop out there, as Davis unable to advance at third. 2 down now for Mason Corbett. Arias not out of the woods yet as the first pitch, a fastball, and that one was in the catcher's mitt by the time he swung their good heater from the 5'11 right-hander. It's 0-1. Corbett, the ABL's leader in on-base percentage, was an all-star this year. OBP of .477. 0-1 pitch to him is popped up down the left field line, drifting into foul ground, and this one's going to drop in front of the Chinooks bullpen in the left field corner, so now the count 0-2. 1-0 Miners here, bottom of the first, 0-2 count, 2 outs. 1 run, 2 hits for the Miners in the top of the first inning. 1 hit here for the Chinooks in the bottom half, as they'll see if they can cash it in. Arias ready, the 0-2 is sliced foul to the left side, out of play. That foul ball brought to you by the Palmer Golf Course. If you're looking to improve your golf game with all this beautiful summer weather, look no further than the Palmer Golf Course, located just 5 minutes away from Herman Brothers Field in Palmer. Arias leans in again, the count 0-2. He's been all over the strike zone here, very effective with his control. 0-2, a little bit of an off-speeder there just upstairs for a ball, 1-2. Good pitch there, hard to lay off with 2 strikes. Corbett stepping back in, member of Texas A&M this past year. 25 walks on the season for him. That's an ABL best. 1-2 pitch. Fastball again just upstairs, so the count even. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third base in the form of Jess Davis. As the Chinooks trailing the Miners 1-0 here, bottom of the first inning. Arias is ready. Comes set at the belt, the 2-2. Breaking pitch, got him. Dropping in on the outside corner. Great pitch from Arias there to Ring of Corbett to retire the side and work his way out of trouble. Chinooks leave one man on base. They get a hit via a triple but can't do anything with it. As we're through one here at Lee Jordan Stadium, Miners ahead of the Chinooks 1-0. Sam Thompson coming up for the Miners here in the top of the second inning. 7-8-9 coming up for Tyler LeBrun's Miners as the first pitch to Thompson, a fastball that misses away for a ball, 1-0. After this game, the Chinooks will have 4 of their next 5 here at Lee Jordan Stadium, including tomorrow when they'll square off against the Miners again as the 1-0 pitch popped up by Thompson off the screen and out of play, 1-1 the count. Miners up 1-0 here, top of the second inning over the Chinooks. Miners looking to hit the 20-win plateau. Meanwhile, Chinooks looking for number 10 as the 1-1 pitch on the way. It's a fastball at the knees for a called strike 2. Barker is ready. Working from the left side of the rubber, goes into his windup, the 1-2. Breaking ball grounded back up the middle. Over to his left is the shortstop, Dylan Gardner. Throws over to first in time for the first out of the inning. So Thompson set down on a ground out, 6-3 to start the top of inning number 2. And coming up next is the left fielder, Matt Palmer. Palmer on the year, a .212 hitter. 1 home run, 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. A native of Palmer, Alaska. First pitch on the way from Michael Barker is hit in the air out towards right field, and this one is going to drop just left of the foul line in the right field corner for extra bases as Palmer trots into second with a double. So that one was very close, just dropping in inside of the foul line. The first double on the year for Matt Palmer as he's standing on second base, third hit of the ball game for the Miners here in the top of the second. And coming up now to round out the order is Ricky Martinez, the shortstop. And Nick, as we've noticed today, this outfield is very dry. In fact, Matt Palmer pointed it out to us that the ball will be bouncing a lot as the first pitch to Ricky Martinez, fastball at the knees for a called strike 1.
Yeah, we'll see how much that impacts this ball game, as it on the outfield fence there's like a line of turf, so on that triple, when a ball hit off the fence, it literally just stuck there.
0-1 pitch hit in the air out to center field. Jess Davis is stepping in a little bit, makes the catch for the first out of the inning, and that one not hit deep enough to advance Palmer to third. So now runner at second base, 2 down now in the inning. 1-0 Miners as it's back to the top of the order with Kobe Boulware, who on the first pitch of this game led it off with a single up the middle. We'll see what Boulware can do here, now working on a 5-game hit streak after his last single. has alternated between second and center field on the year, getting the start at second today. Barker ready from the stretch. Gives Palmer a look. First pitch is low. Downstairs, ball one, 1-0. The Bucks are playing the Oilers tonight, the only other game in the ABL. The Miners needing some help from the Oilers as they try to gain ground on first place as the 1-0 pitch is sliced foul to the right side, out of play, 1-1. That foul ball brought to you by the Palmer Golf Course, located just 5 minutes away from Herman Brothers Field. It's a great place to hit the links and work on your golf game with all this beautiful weather we've been having here this summer. And Nick, in fact, this past weekend, really the first rain we've seen at all. A little drizzle during the home run derby as the 1-1 pitch to Boulware, again sliced foul in the air to the right side, out of play, 1-2.
Yeah, it's been very dry here up in Alaska, and talking to our host family, they've mentioned how dry it has been compared to previous summers. So definitely summer that's not typical here up here in Alaska.
Boulware, one of 16 members of the Miners to be selected to the All-Star team. That was tied for the Bucks for the most in the ABL as the Chinooks trying a pickoff play there. Barker stepped off but didn't throw over as Palmer back safely. 1-2, 2 outs, runner at second base, 1-0 the score. Miners, top of the second. 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Boulware for strike 3, and the side is retired. Miners get a hit on a double from Matt Palmer, but they leave him stranded on second. We're through 1.5 here at Lee Jordan Field. Bottom of the second coming up. Miners up 1-0. Bottom of the second coming up here at Lee Jordan Field with the score. The Miners 1, the Chinooks 0. Chinooks coming up to bat here, bottom of 2. Brandon Monty alongside Nick Veland. Happy as always to be bringing you Mat-Su Miners baseball all season long here on YouTube Live. First pitch to Ethan English is popped up over towards second base, now out into shallow right field. Kobe Boulware battles the sun a bit, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So score that one a P4 on your scorecard if you're scoring at home, as 1 pitch, 1 out here to start the bottom of the second. Nothing you like more as a pitcher, Nick, than a first pitch out.
Yeah, it lowers the pitch count a little bit and, gives you a little more extra pitches to, work with in an inning.
First pitch on the way to Hayden Keller is a fastball, and he'll take that one at the knees for a called strike 1. Keller selected to the All-Star game this year. So far on the year, hitting .262 as the 0-1 pitch to him misses inside for a ball. 1-1 now the count. Keller second on the team with 3 home runs. Leads the team with 22 RBIs. The 1-1 pitch is hit hard into the gap in right center field, and that one's going to drop for extra bases. Keller's rounding first and heading for 2. Webb picks up the ball at the wall, and now Keller trotting into third base, and he's got himself a triple. Second triple on the day for the Chinooks, and the second of the season for Hayden Keller, as both of the Chinooks hits on the evening have been triples, and Nick, a mirror image of the bottom of the first inning. First man retired, then the second a triple, and as we've noticed, that outfield is never ending out there as the ball is getting to the wall and it's bouncing, picking up a lot of speed due to how dry the grass is. Runner at third base, 1 out. Hayden Keller gets his lead from third. Coming up to bat, Daniel Freeman, the first baseman, as the first pitch is swung on and fouled to the screen, 0-1. After this game, the Miners back here in Chugiak tomorrow to face the Chinooks. In fact, the next 3 contests, including this one, are against Chugiak. The next home game is July 18th. That one will start at 6 o'clock. 0-1 the count. Runner at third, 1 out. The 0-1 to Freeman is hit in the air out towards left center field and deep. Back goes Webb. He's going back, still going back, and this one is out of here. A 2-run home run off the bat of Daniel Freeman. His first home run of the season for the Chinooks, as Chugiak now leads it 2-1. RBIs number 17 and 18 on the year for Freeman, as he goes yard to left center, and the Chinooks up 2-1 now. Nobody on, 1 out, and coming up to bat is Trevor Cho. For the Chinooks, that's their 11th home run as a team on the year. They rank 4th in the Alaska Baseball League. Arias back into the windup as the first pitch, Cho squares bunt. He tried to drag it, but it went off the bat in the air. In fact, over the screen here. So 0-1 now the count. Nobody on, 1 out, and the Chinooks now holding a 2-1 lead. Arias ready from the windup, takes a deep breath, goes into his motion. The 0-1 pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike 2. So 2 hits now on the day for the Chinooks. Arias ready, the 0-2. Fastball waved at him, missed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. He sets him down on 3 pitches for the second out of the inning. Third strikeout for Arias here on the day, as he looks to work his way out of this inning and limit the damage to just 2, as the number 9 hitter for the Chinooks, Dylan Gardner's coming up to bat. Gardner 1 for 1 in his last game against the Miners with 3 walks and a run. First pitch to him, waved at and missed. Couldn't catch up to the fastball, 0-1. Gardner hitting 154. Digs into the left-handed batter's box. The 0-1 pitch. Another fastball that misses, 1-1. Gardner from Stillwater, Oklahoma, a member of Oklahoma State. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, nice pitch there. Great late movement from Arias as he's ahead in the count now, 1-2. Arias 1 strike away from working his way out of the bottom of the second. The 1-2. Fastball lined back up the middle, deflects off Arias' glove. Up with it is the shortstop, Ricky Martinez. Throws to first base, and it is in time. Good reaction there by Martinez to get the deflection off the glove, and a good pick by Walters at first to retire the side, but not before the Chinooks put up 2 in the bottom of the second on the strength of a 2-run dinger from Daniel Freeman. We're through 2 here at Lee Jordan Field. Our score, Chugiak 2, the Mat-Su Miners 1. Top of the third here at Lee Jordan Field. Our score, the Chinooks now ahead of the Miners 2-1 as the green and yellow coming up to bat here. Top of the third inning, Eric Webb to start things off. First pitch to him, a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Webb on the day 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Barker back into his windup, the 0-1 pitch. is another fastball off the outside part of the plate, 1-1. Eric Webb, currently the league leader in runs, doubles, RBIs, and is also second in hits and hit by pitches. The 1-1 pitch is lined straight back just over us here in the press box. 1-2 now the count. Nobody on here, nobody down. Webb leading things off, top of the third inning. Chinooks ahead 2-1. 3 hits for both teams. As if you're just tuning in, the Chinooks took a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the second on the strength of a home run by Daniel Freeman to left center. As the 1-2 pitch is lined straight back at us here in the press box, and that camera might have just been a little risky there.
That was pretty close.
Hey, we got to provide the best view, but that doesn't mean there's not a risk to it, I suppose, as the 1-2 pitch on the way to Eric Webb is grounded over towards short. Up with it is Gardner, backhands it, throws across the diamond, and Webb beats it out. Webb showing off the wheels there. The Chugiak fans not too pleased with the call, but it looked like Webb legged it out as he picks himself up an infield single, and the Miners have the leadoff man aboard here in the top of the third inning as they look to get the 2 runs back, if not more. Justin Kirby stands in. Kirby on the day. Still no at-bats. He walked his first time around. Kirby steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Barker from the stretch leans in, gives the nod to his catcher Fullerton. Here's the first pitch to Kirby, is hit in the air out towards right field. Charging in is the right fielder Hayden Keller. He's underneath it, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So Justin Kirby set down on 1 pitch, 1 man on, 1 man out here. Chinooks leading it 2-1, and Nick, that sun is really veering down on these players out on the right field side, especially at right and at second base, and as we've noticed, a little bit of trouble with pop-ups just trying to keep the sun out.
Yeah, and before the game, the sun wasn't really that much of a threat with how cloudy it was, but right after batting practice, it peered out, and now it's a factor in the ball game.
Barker throws over to Eric Webb, who stands back in safely. Webb, one of 3 players in the ABL with double-digit stolen bases on the year, 10 for 13 on the season. Barker from the stretch deals. First pitch to Carlson, fastball in there for a called strike 1. Runner at first base, 1 out. 0-1 count to Tanner Carlson. Chinooks lead things 2-1. Carlson steps back in. The 6-foot lefty Barker is ready and now throws over to first base for the second time at Eric Webb. Webb picking up the 4th hit of the ball game for this Miner team. 7 of the next 14 games to end this regular season for the Miners are against the Chinooks. This is only the 2nd time this year the Miners have played here in Chugiak as Tanner Carlson grounds 1 foul ahead of the pitch there as he was out in front. Hit it foul to the third base side, count 0-2. Carlson, an RBI in 3 of his last 4 games. Had one in the All-Star game as well. He's 4th on the team in that department. Comes into this game with 14 of them. Barker ready, gives the nod to Fullerton. 1 on, 1 out. 0-2 pitch is upstairs and away. 1-2 the count. Carlson had a pinch hit single and an RBI back on July 10th against the Chinooks. Hitting cleanup today, a native of Elk Grove, California and Long Beach State University. Webb gets his lead from first. About 2 steps. Here's the 1-2, and it's a pitch out, but nothing's going on as Webb's staying put at first base, so the count 2-2. Wind blowing out towards center field here today. A very nice night for a ball game. Temperatures in the high 60s. First pitch temp was around 67 degrees. 2-2 offering to Carlson outside, 3-2. As TC will look to work his way back here. He's worked it to full. He has 11 walks on the season. Webb still at first, 1 out. 2-1 in favor of the Chinooks. Carlson is ready. Barker is ready. The 3-2 is lined foul right back towards us here. And that camera's holding on for dear life. Every time it hits the screen, we have to adjust here as the count remains 3-2. The Miners split their Scout Showcase games this past weekend. Defeated the Oilers but lost to the Pilots. The Chinooks lost both of their games. Barker is ready. Another 3-2 pitch on the way is waved at and missed for strike 3. Barker, his third strikeout on the day as Carlson is set down, so now 2 outs in the inning. A runner at first base, and coming up to bat is the catcher Cody Huff, who drove in a run on a bloop single to right center his last time aboard. Huff now 9 RBIs in his last 2 games, all against the Chinooks. 14 of them on the season, 2 homers, again, both in his last game. 6 doubles, 17 runs scored. Barker is ready. First pitch to Huff on the way. Fastball right there for a called strike 1. Huff stepping out of the box here to get his sign, and he's got what he likes here. Chinooks entering this ball game a game and a half out of 4th place, which is the cutoff for the playoffs, as Michael Barker throws over to first base at Eric Webb again. 4th time that Barker's thrown over. Count 0-1, runner at first base, 2 down. Chinooks 2, Miners 1, top of the 3rd inning here from Lee Jordan Field. Webb goes. The 0-1 pitch is popped in the air, and it gets behind the press box out of play, so the count now 0-2. The Chinooks made the playoffs on the last day of the year last season, defeating the Anchorage Glacier Pilots to finish 4th place and finish in the postseason, where they were knocked out by the Miners. Currently, again, sitting a game and a half out of 4th, the Oilers, the team sitting right in front of them, playing tonight against the ABL leading Bucks. 0-2 pitch. Webb is off again. The pitch misses outside. The throw down to second base is in time. So Webb is gunned down 4th time this year. He's been caught stealing, and the side is retired. Miners get a single from Eric Webb, but he is caught stealing to end the inning. We're through 2.5 at Lee Jordan Field. Our score, the Chinooks 2, the Miners 1. Pate Fullerton leading things off here for the Chinooks in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The leadoff hitter for this Chinooks squad, as George Arias' fastball catches the outside part of the plate for a called strike 1. Fullerton was set down in the first at-bat of the game on 3 pitches. The 0-1 to him now is popped foul to the left side, and that one will scoot out of play into the seats. That foul ball is brought to you by the Napa Auto Parts in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered. If a foul ball does damage to your car, visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. The 0-2 pitch is on the way, and that one in the dirt, bouncing in front of home. Though a waste pitch there trying to get him to chase, as the count now 1-2. The Miners will play 10 games over the next 9 days, as their next off day is not until July 25th. Next home game is July 18th against the Chinooks, following that on the 19th against the Oilers. Arias ready. The 1-2 pitch is grounded over towards short. Ricky Martinez drifts to his left, throws over to first base, and it pulled Walters off the bag. He applied the tag, and they say Walters was off of first. So Fullerton, quick wheels down the line, was able to beat it out. The throw a bit to the left from Martinez. We'll see how they score it. I believe they're going to mark that one down as an infield single, and they will. That is the 4th hit of the ball game for the Chinooks, and it looked like Fullerton either came up limping a bit or maybe the tag hit him somewhere. I'm not sure, but he looked a little bit hurt there after that play, and now the trainer heading out to first to have a quick look at him. As Tyler LeBrun mentioned, this Chinooks team continues to play the Miners tough.
Yeah, it should, be a close one, this one. 2-1 ball game up here in the bottom of the third, excuse me. Then the Chinooks are seeing the ball really well this game. Then they're connecting on balls that George Arias is pitching to them, and they're either hitting or missing it so far in this ball game, with 2 of the hits being triples and 1 hit being a home run. So when they're connecting on the ball, they're going hard in the outfield. So we'll see if that trend continues for the rest of this ball game.
Jess Davis steps in, tripled his first time around, but was left stranded at third. Tanner Carlson playing in parallel to the bag at third base. First pitch to Davis. He squares bunt, pulls it back. Now a snap throw down to first by Cody Huff, as Pate Fullerton is back in standing safely at first base. Davis now has a triple in each of his last 3 games. Also has a stolen base and an RBI in that span, as well, as he's been on fire for this Chinook squad. Both teams with 4 hits in this game. Middle infield in double play depth. The 1-0 pitch. Again, Davis squaring bunt, but pulls back there as the fastball misses low and inside, 2-0. Chinooks looking to snap a 3-game losing streak, as again they are currently sitting just a game and a half out of that 4th spot, which is the final playoff spot in the Alaska Baseball League. Top 4 teams advance to the postseason in the ABL. Fullerton gets his lead from first, and now Arias throws back over as he dives in head first safely. Fullerton second on this Chinook squad in stolen bases. He has 5 of them. In 8 attempts, had 19 in 24 tries this past year at Jefferson College. Arias working from the stretch is ready. The 2-0 pitch in the dirt, and now hitters count 3-0. 9 of the next 14 games for this Chinook squad are here at Lee Jordan Stadium, as they'll have majority home games to end the regular season, as they'll look to turn their fortunes around here in Chugiak. 3-0 pitch is low. 4-pitch walk for Davis. 14th free pass of the year for Jess Davis as he trots down to first, and now the first 2 men of the inning have reached here in the bottom of the third. Runners at first and second, nobody out. An ideal bunting situation here, Nick, for the Chinooks. But again, we have a dangerous hitter in J. Paul Fullerton coming up. What do you do if you're Chugiak? Do you try to play small ball with the bunt, or do you swing away and try to break things open?
I'm saying right now, early on in the ball game, every run is going to count. So far, it looks like it's going to be a really close matchup up until the 9th inning. So I'm saying to J. Paul Fullerton to bunt here and move the runners over.
We'll see what manager John Groff has in store here. Runners at first and second, nobody down. 2-1 Chinooks. Arias ready from the stretch. First pitch is in there on the inside corner for strike 1, and we didn't see a bunt there on that pitch, so it appears they're going to let Fullerton swing away. Arias ready. Leaning back in with the glove tucked in on the chest, takes a deep breath as he tries to recollect himself and work his way out of a jam. Both runners get their leads. 0-1 pitch to Fullerton. Misses low for a ball, 1-1. J. Paul Fullerton second in the ABL with 8 doubles. He has an RBI in 7 of his last 9 games. A .245 hitter coming to this one. A native of Searcy, Arkansas. 1-1 pitch is on the way from George Arias. Breaking ball, too low, 2-1. The Miners pitching staff is allowing hitters to hit .245 on the road this year, 127 at Herman Brothers Field. Miners one of the best staffs in the league, if not the best on the season. A 2.82 team ERA, that's first in the ABL. 2-1 pitch is fouled off the catcher, 2-2. So one catcher fouls into another there as the count now 2-2. Runners at first and second. Nobody on. Bottom of the third inning here at Lee Jordan Field with the Chinooks leading the Miners 2-1. Davis gets his lead from first. Fullerton from second. A lot of speed on the base pass right now for this Chinook squad. Fullerton is ready. Arias comes set from the middle of the rubber as he gives Fullerton a look and steps off here as he's back in safely without a play. Chinooks 52 for 65 this year in swiped bags. They are very aggressive on the base pass. Arias is ready. The 2-2 is waved at, and it was fouled off the catcher. Cody Huff just got a piece of it, as he was a bit off balance there on the curveball, but was able to recollect himself and just get a piece, so the count remains 2-2. Little bit of cloud coverage here tonight here at Lee Jordan Field, but again, for the most part, it's turned out to be a very beautiful night for baseball here in Chugiak. 2-2 pitch on the way is tipped into the catcher's glove for strike three, and Fullerton has set down a big out number one there. Nick, a great response by Arias after allowing the first two men to reach base to get the strikeout.
Yeah, now Arias is going to try to work a grounder here, possibly for a double play, shorten second base or in double play depth. Hopefully get a little double and get him out of this inning. If not, just try to knock Corbett down. He's already 0 for 1 in the night with a strikeout.
Corbett 0 for 1 with a strikeout, as you mentioned, Nick. That's 4 strikeouts now on the night for George Arias after that last punch out. Still second and first, 1 out. First pitch to Corbett misses low for a ball, 1-0. Corbett, a .295 hitter, the team leader in average. Also leads the league in walks with 25 free passes, hence why his on-base percentage is also the top in the ABL. 1-0 pitch is hit in the air out towards shallow left field. And I think, no, Pate Fullerton thought there was 2 outs, so he was running on the contact. There was only 1 out on a fly ball hit to shallow left field. Matt Palmer made the catch, and with Fullerton standing a couple steps off third, that's the easiest double play that you'll get as an outfielder there. All Palmer had to do was just throw over to second as Fullerton unaware of the situation, and he is hung out to dry for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's why they always tell you, Nick, you got to pay attention to the situation on the field as the side is retired. Chinooks leave 1 stranded despite getting a hit and a walk in the inning. We're through 3 here at Lee Jordan Field. The Chinooks ahead of the Miners 2-1. I'm throwing it over to Nick Veland for the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings of this one. Miners coming to bat top of the 4th when we come back.
Cody Huff to get us started here in the top of the 4th inning. Miners trail the Chinooks here 2-1. First pitch to him in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 is the count to start off this top of the 4th inning. Miners struck first in the 1st inning, but then the Chinooks with a 2-run home run in the 2nd took that lead right from them as the 1-0 pitch will miss for ball 2. 2-0 is the count to Huff. Huff 1 for 1 on the day with a single, as his last at bat was cut short on Eric Webb attempted to steal second, as the 2-0 pitch is in there for a called strike 1. 2-1 is the count to Huff. No outs here in the top of the 4th inning, as the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Miners are due up in the 4th inning. The 2-1 pitch on its way, fouled straight back, and the count leaving up at 2-2. Barker on the mound for the Chinooks. The 2-2 pitch on its way will miss upstairs, and the count will go full to Cody Huff. Huff in his last game against the Chinooks, as the payoff pitch is grounded right past the diving shortstop and third baseman for a single. So he continues to show his dominance against the Chinooks, as Huff went 3 for 4 on that Wednesday game before the All-Star break, starting off the night 2 for 2, already with 1 RBI. So it was 5 for 6 in the previous ball game, and this one combined, bringing up Aaron Walters. He popped up to second his first at bat. The first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Huff's at first, Walters at the plate, Barker on the mound, in a 2-1 ball game where the Chinooks are leading this one. 0-1 pitch on its way, curveball will miss inside, and the count leaving up at 1-1. Walters batting .226 so far on the year. A lefty out of Caryville, Texas. The 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back off the fence for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs to Aaron Walters at the plate. Cody Huff over at first, as Walters gets ready in the left-handed batter's box. Lefty on lefty matchup. 1-2 pitch on its way will miss inside. Trying to get that curveball to work, but unsuccessful, as the count leaving up at 2-2. Huff takes his lead off of first. Walters ready at the plate. Barker ready on the mound. The 2-2 pitch is popped up out of play, and the count will remain 2 balls to 2 strikes. No outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Miners trail the Chinooks 2-1. The Miners do lead the hit column with 5 hits. The Chinooks 4, as Barker shakes off the first sign, agrees with the second, and is ready on the mound. The 2-2 pitch will miss upstairs for ball 3, and the count will go full to Aaron Walters. Walters 0 for 1 in the night with a pop-up to second. Ready in the box, the payoff pitch. Huff's running, and that will be fouled out of play. Count will remain 3-2, and Huff goes back to first as he was running on the pitch there. We'll see what he'll do here. Three balls, 2 strikes, no outs, runner on first. The payoff pitch on its way is driven down the right field line, and that will go out of play. Count will remain full. Sam Thompson on deck, he's 0 for 1. Matt Palmer in the hole, he's 1 for 1. As Cody Huff stands at first. No outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Barker ready, the payoff pitch, driven out of play again for another foul ball, and the count will remain full to Aaron Walters. So, Brandon, if you're Aaron Walters in this situation, what are you trying to see here to make some contact on?
Well, he's had a great 2-strike approach here in this at-bat so far, fouling off a lot of tough pitches. And normally these types of battles go to the hitters. They've seen a lot of pitches. They know what's coming, as the 3-2 grounded over to first base.
Unable to make the play is Freeman, as we'll see what that's marked down, but Aaron Walters will stand at first. Huff will move to second. And it will be marked down as an error on the first baseman, Daniel Freeman.
Routine ground ball there. A little bit of a tough play moving to his right. Put the glove down, but deflected as he was thinking more about touching first base there. Couldn't quite fully corral it. And got to take advantage of what the other team gives you here. First and second, nobody out on a hit and an error. We'll see what the Miners can do. Sam Thompson coming up.
Sam Thompson at the plate, as first pitch to him is fouled out of play. 0-1 is the count. No outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Runners on first and second. Aaron Walters stands at first. Huff at second. No outs with Michael Barker at the plate. He's going to have to work his way out of this one to limit the damage.
And now they're saying that ground ball was a hit. They're giving him the 6th hit of the game. So they changed it in the scorebooks.
0-1 pitch. Pearson bunt down the third base line that rolls all the way across the line into foul territory, as Thompson tried to get that one down.
That one had infield single written all over it, too. That was a fantastic bunt there. Just went to the left of that foul line on the third base side, pretty much in no man's land, far away from the catcher and the pitcher. Almost great execution there by Thompson. Now the count 0-2. We'll see if he's swinging away here. Not too often you bunt with 2 strikes.
No balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Sam Thompson tried to bunt that one down the third base line, unsuccessful on an 0-1 pitch. 0-2 is the count now. Runners on first and second as Barker ready on the mound. Looks over to Huff at second. The 0-2 pitch on its way, misses low for ball 1. As the Miners and Chinooks are battling here at Lee Jordan Field, they'll be back here tomorrow at 7 o'clock at Lee Jordan Field to face off with the Chinooks at 7 o'clock first pitch time as the 1-2 count to Sam Thompson. Barker gets ready on the mound. The 1-2 pitch will miss, bouncing off home plate for ball 2, and the count leaving up at 2-2. Thompson able to work his way back to even the count at 2s. Huff at second, Walters over at first. He was just awarded a single on a ground ball that went past Daniel Freeman's glove as the 2-2 pitch will miss downstairs again for ball 3, and Thompson works the count full. Barker's having some trouble keeping his hat on, too, on the pitcher's mound.
So.
And 3 or 4 pitches after his follow-throughs, his hat goes completely off as he gets ready for the payoff pitch. Huff and Walters get their lead. The 3-2 pitch on its way is fouled out of play. And these Miners so far in this inning are making Barker work for it.
And as a pitcher, that's always frustrating, throwing pretty much your whole arsenal at a batter, and they keep fighting pitches off. You just want to get that punch out and finish a guy off, but they keep working here, and it also runs up your pitch count a good amount here. Barker has thrown a lot here in this top of the 4th inning.
Barker ready. The 3-2 pitch on its way will miss in the dirt. Thompson will win that battle as the bases are now full here at Lee Jordan Stadium. Thompson over at first, Walters at second, Huff at third, no outs, and Matt Palmer at the plate.
Barker was ahead of both Walters and Thompson. In fact, he had Thompson down in the count 0-2, and then you combine the fastballs with a lot of pitches out of the zone there as he loses him, as we see the pitching coach out to the mound now for the Chinooks to try to settle Barker down here. He's clearly frustrated. He's worked pretty well here in this 4th inning, but he hasn't caught a lot of breaks here. Gave up the hit to start the inning, then the controversial error, the ground ball there over to first that they granted a hit, and then lost Thompson. So bases loaded, nobody outs here. A big chance for the Miners to break things open.
And even on Huff's single, that was a ground ball in between third and short. It would have been a tough play to make, but it could have been made as 2 diving fielders were unable to make that play. So bases are loaded here in the top of the 4th inning. Pitching coach Chris Beck appears to be done with Michael Barker as that mound visit has come to a close. 2-1 ball game. Bases are loaded for the Miners. No outs here in the top of the 4th inning as they are threatening to score and tie this ball game up and then possibly take the lead as Barker ready on the mound gets his sign, agrees. Palmer at the plate, 1 for 1 on the day as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1.
And not sure he agreed with it there. Palmer did at the plate. Perhaps some good framing there from J. Paul Fullerton. Count now 0-1. Still bases loaded. Nobody out. We'll see if Palmer can duplicate the success of his first at bat.
No balls, 1 strike, no outs to Palmer at the plate. The 0-1 pitch on its way. Gets past J. Paul Fullerton as Cody Huff comes in to score. And we have a tie ball game here at Lee Jordan Field. Walters moves to third. Thompson over to second. No outs in a tied 2-2 ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. No outs. Runners on second and third for Matt Palmer at the plate as that ball went right through J. Paul Fullerton's legs to score the run. The 1-1 pitch on its way fouled out of play, and the count will go in Barker's favor at 1-2. Ricky Martinez on deck, Kobe Boulware in the hole. As Miners are trying to get a lead here in the top of the 4th inning, already tied the ball game up on a pass ball as the 1-2 pitch on its way swung on and missed for strike 3 as Palmer is down on strikes.
And despite that strikeout, Miners still in good shape here as a ground ball could get him a run here. We see now the infield is playing in, second and third, one out. If they get a ground ball hit right to him, they're going to try to go to the plate here and stop that lead run from coming home.
Martinez up at the plate. One out, runners on second and third. Thompson stands at second. Aaron Walter stands at third. The first pitch to Martinez will miss upstairs for ball one. One ball, no strikes, one out to Martinez at the plate. Martinez, a 150 hitter out of Morgan Hill, California, as he is a Baylor Bear. As the 1-0 pitch will be in there again for a called strike one. One ball, one strike, one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Miners already get one across to tie the ball game up at 2-2. Martinez at the plate. Runners on second and third, one out. Barker ready with the 1-1 pitch as that's driven right behind us past the press box as the count will go to 1-2 strikes. As Martinez gets ready in the right-handed batter's box. Barker agrees with the first sign. The 1-2 pitch on his way is popped up in the infield. Daniel Freeman under it, makes the catch for out number 2 for a big second out of this inning. Bringing up Kobe Boulware, now with 2 outs and runners on second and third. The Chinooks have only allowed 1 run when the Miners have bases loaded and no outs, so it could be a big inning here if they can only allow 1 run so far on the inning.
And they're not out of the woods yet with Boulware coming up to the plate, but these last 2 at-bats, clutch pitching from Barker with second and third, nobody down after the wild pitch. As Boulware pops the first pitch foul to the right side. There's nothing more you like as a pitcher than with runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs, the pop out or a strikeout.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Boulware at the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a single, and later scored in the first inning as the 0-1 pitch will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. A tied 2-2 ball game here at Lee Jordan Stadium. Barker gets ready on the mound. The 1-1 pitch is driven right at Hayden Keller and right as he'll make the catch for out number 3 to get the Chinooks out of this inning. Miners get 2 hits, 2 runners left on, no errors, and 1 run will score in the top of the fourth inning. As we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning, the Miners and Chinooks are tied at 2. And we'll have all that action for you coming up next. Ethan English to lead things off for the Chinooks here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Miners were able to tie things up in the top of the fourth inning on a pass ball as the score is tied at 2-2. The Chinooks were threatening to score in the bottom half of the third inning, but a double play to end the inning brings up Ethan English as the first pitch swinging out to left field as that will drop against the wall. Eric Webb fields it, and we have a 1-pitch double for Ethan English to lead things off. So Chinooks are trying to get their lead back here as the leadoff single puts a runner in scoring position. No outs, and Hayden Keller at the plate, who's already 1 for 1 in the day with a triple. Miners have 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. So the Chinooks 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Arias is ready on the mound. First pitch to Keller will miss for ball 1. Arias looks in, gets his sign. Ready on the mound. 1-0 is the count. As the pitch on its way will miss inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Ethan English stands at second. No outs, and Hayden Keller at the plate. Arias looks over to second. The 2-0 pitch on its way is in there for a called strike 2. Keller, a .262 hitter out of Minden, Nevada. As in his collegiate season coming up to this, he went .303 with Minicio Community College as the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. And the count leaving up at 2-2. And
we see Nolan Monahan starting to get a little loose out there in the right field pen for the Miners. He's one of those guys that Tyler LeBrun's talked about, a long reliever can go in the middle of a game, and LeBrun's also says been eating up a lot of innings too. A workhorse for this Miners team over the past couple weeks.
2-2 pitch swung on and missed. So a great pitching series by George Arias on the mound to get 1 out, bringing up Daniel Freeman, and Daniel has been a big contributor to the Chinooks today with a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning, and he is in charge of the Chinooks 2 runs with 2 RBIs on the night already to his name. He stands with a runner in scoring position. First pitch to him will miss in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out, as Arias has to be careful here with Freeman at the plate. One 1-0 pitch on its way will miss outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. As that was his first home run on the season in the 2nd inning. A big one that tied the ball game. Arias ready with the 2-0 pitch. Checked his swing. Umpire says he did not go around, and the count will go to 3-0. So Arias being very careful here. 3 balls, no strikes, and 1 out to Freeman at the plate. Arias looks over to second. The 3-0 pitch misses inside, so a 4-pitch walk to Freeman puts runners on first and second with Trevor Cho coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. So far in the season, he's batting 146 for the Chinooks. As pitching coach Jeff Erlab comes out to have a talk with his infield about the situation. Runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Tie ball game 2-2. What's your message to the team if you're Jeff Erlab?
Well, Michael Barker just worked himself out of a tough stretch in that top of the 4th inning. So now George Arias looking to do the same in the bottom of the 4th. Has done it already once on the day. Erlab just looking to calm Arias down here. A couple guys warming up now in the Miners bullpen. The make or break inning for George Arias here with the game still tied. Looking to keep it that way here after 4 innings.
Arias has had runners in scoring position in every inning of work so far, as he stands here in the bottom half of the 4th inning with runners on first and second. 1 out and Trevor Cho at the plate. Righty on lefty matchup. Arias ready on the mound, looks over to second. The first pitch is a pop-up down the third base line, but that will go out of play for strike 1. Arias gets ahead in the count early here. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and a tied 2-2 ball game. As Arias gets ready on the mound. Freeman gets his lead off of first. English off of second. Ethan English got this inning started with the first pitch leadoff double. Arias ready. The 0-1 pitch. Cho appeared to bunt but pulls it away, and the count will go to 1 ball to 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Arias agrees with the first sign given to him. Ready on the mound. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt gets away from Huff, and the runners are moving up 90 feet on the wild pitch. So the double play is no longer a factor here, as there's now runners on second and third. 1 out with Trevor Cho at the plate. Tough break there for the Miners. Moves the runners up 90 feet. And now first and third. Well, third baseman Tanner Carlson's playing a little in. And second and short are back in their normal positions, and first base is in normal positions, as the 2-1 pitch will miss outside for ball 3. 3-1 is the count in the bottom half of the 4th inning to Trevor Cho at the plate. Miners and Chinooks for now are tied at 2-2. Chinooks are threatening with runners on second and third. Arias ready on the mound. The 3-1 pitch on its way will miss inside for ball 4. And back-to-back walks will have the bases loaded here in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
And while walks are never great, obviously that does set up the force play at the plate. So we're likely to see the corners come in here to try to make a play at home, and then the middle infield staying in double play def towards second base, as coming up to bat is Dylan Gardner, the number 9 hitter.
Gardner grounded out to short in his first at-bat. It was a ground ball right back up the middle, but Arias was able to get a glove on it to deflect it over to Martinez at short, and he was able to throw it over to first in time for the 3rd out of the inning. As Gardner gets ready for the first pitch to him, will miss outside for ball 1, as Gardner gets ahead early in the count, 1-0. Trevor Cho for the Chinooks stands at first, Freeman at second, and English at third. Tied 2-2 ball game. Dylan Gardner at the plate, a 154 hitter for the Chinooks out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. The 1-0 pitch will miss inside for ball 2, and Gardner gets ahead 2-0. Bases loaded here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. All bases are covered here. 2-0 pitch from Arias on its way, fouled straight back for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
And a big strike there for Arias. This is a make or break batter here for him, seeing if he can work his way out of this jam. Game tied at 2. Monahan warming up down in the bullpen in right field for the Miners.
2-1 is the count. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 2-1 pitch on its way will miss outside for ball 3. And now some big pitches here for Arias with a 3-1 count. 1 pitch from walking in a batter. English stands at third. Freeman at second. Cho at first. Arias gets his sign, ready with the 3-1 pitch, as that's in there. Big strike there for Arias to put the count full here in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
And another big pitch coming up here.
Yeah, 2 big pitches for Arias back to back to see if he can get himself out of this one. Payoff pitch on its way, misses inside for ball 4, and that'll walk in a runner. English will come in to score. Freeman moves to third, Cho to second, and Dylan Gardner will take first on the base on balls. As Cody Huff heads out to the pitcher's mound to try and calm down Arias, possibly buy some time for Monahan to get a few more warm-up pitches out there in the bullpen. Chinooks now lead this one 3-2 as Tyler LeBrun will call time, and it appears George Arias' day has come to a close. Bases loaded still here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and a 3-2 ball game in favor of the Chinooks. So Chinooks don't waste any time and take their lead right back as Arias goes 3 1/3 of an inning, allowing 5 hits and 3 runs, and all runners on the bases are to his name, as Nolan Monahan will come in to pitch with bases loaded and 1 out. We'll take a short break here, as we'll be right back. Nolan Monahan will toe the mound here in the 4th inning. 1 out, bases loaded, as he was celebrating his 21st birthday yesterday, so a little late happy birthday to Nolan Monahan. He'll toe the rubber here with 1 out in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Bases are loaded with the top of the order for the Chinooks. Not the easiest task at hand, but Monahan will be faced with it. A Wasilla, Alaska native, and attends Austin Peay University. He has no decision so far on the year as a minor, with a 5.87 ERA and 7 2/3 innings of work. As Monahan gets ready on the mound, a lefty-on-lefty matchup, as the southpaw out of Wasilla, Alaska, gets ready to start his innings of relief, as the first pitch on its way will be in there for a called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Bases are loaded here. 1 run already scored, with Dylan Gardner at first, Cho at second, and Daniel Freeman at third. Nolan with the 0-1 pitch will miss his low for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. Monahan, a long reliever, as he can go a lot of innings of work in different situations, as he'll have bases loaded here. 1-1 count on its way. Will go past Cody Huff, and a pass ball will allow Daniel Freeman to score from third and the runners to move up 90 feet. Gardner moves to second, Cho to third, as the Chinooks take a 2-run lead here in the bottom half of the 4th, as they extend their lead to 4-2. That run will be credited to George Arias, as the runners on second and third will also be to his name. 2-1 pitch on his way from Monahan, in there for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out, as the Miners are going to have to limit the damage as much as possible here to keep it within reach, as the infield has moved to playing in on the grass. 2-2 pitch on his way from Monahan is a little loop down the third base line. Running over is Carlson, and he'll have enough room to make that play for out number 2. So a big out there by Monahan. Second out of the inning. Runner still on second and third, with Jess Davis coming up to the plate. Davis 1 for 1 on the ball game with a triple in the first and a walk in the third. Chinooks lead the Miners 4-2. Runners on second and third, 2 outs there in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Nolan Monahan on the mound. First pitch to Davis will miss outside for ball 1. There is a base empty over at first. 2 on, 2 outs. Jess Davis at the plate. Nolan Monahan ready on the mound. The 1-0 pitch. Misses upstairs for ball 2. 2-0 is the count to Davis at the plate. Davis in his last plate appearance took a walk to get to first, but couldn't do anything with that one. But as the Chinooks lead 4-2. Runners on second and third here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 2-0 pitch on its way is a ground ball over to Bulwer at second. The flip over to first in time for out number 3. But the Chinooks don't go easy in that bottom half of the fourth inning on 1 hit. 2 runners left on, no errors. The Chinooks will get 2 across to retake their lead at 4-2. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, Miners 2, Chinooks 4. Eric Webb to get things going here in the top of the 5th inning. As no balls, 1 strike, and no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Eric Webb at the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the ball game with a single in the third and a strikeout in the first. 1-1 pitch on its way is fouled straight back, and the count will go to 1-2 to Barker's favor on the mound. Barker so far up to this point has allowed 6 hits and 2 runs through 4 innings of work. He stands ready on the mound. The 1-2 pitch ready. The one on its way, and that's popped up. Should stay in play as Pate Fullerton under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Justin Kirby now to bat as he's 0 for 1 on the ball game with a flyout in the 3rd inning and a walk in the 1st. Home Run Derby champion this past weekend. Also had a great outing at the All-Star game as he steps in the right-handed batter's box ready to go. As the first pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Miners are trailing the Chinooks now 4-2. As Barker's ready with a 1-0. Misses upstairs for ball 2. Kirby gets ahead in the count early here. 2-0 is the count. As the Alpharetta, Georgia native, gets ready for the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. as that is popped up. Stays in the infield. Mason Corbett at second under it will make the catch for out number 2. So 2 batters for the Miners, 2 pop-outs to start off the 5th inning as Tanner Carlson will come up to the plate. Carlson 0 for 2 on the ball game with a strikeout in the 3rd and a flyout in the 1st. We'll get ready to go here with 2 outs. First pitch to him will miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 is the count to Carlson as back-to-back batters. Barker will be trailing in the count early. 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike 1 to even the count at 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Chinooks lead the Miners 4-2. As Baker ready on the mound, the 1-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. As Barker gets ahead in the count 1-2. Barker moving very efficient so far in this inning. Shakes off the first 3 signs. Agrees with the 4th as the 1-2 pitch on its way. An off-speed pitch will miss for ball 2. There's 2s on the board here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs as the Miners trail the Chinooks 4-2. 2-2 pitch on its way as a line drive driven into right center field. That will go up against the fence. Tanner Carlson will go from 2nd to 3rd on a stand-up triple. As a 2-out triple gets the Miners in business here with Cody Huff coming up to the plate with another RBI opportunity for him as he's 2 for 2 on the ball game with 2 singles and has been seeing the ball really well against the Chinooks.
At the plate for the Miners, number 17, the catcher, Cody Huff.
As the Scottsdale, Arizona native gets ready in the right-handed batter's box. Runner on 3rd, 2 outs. As Barker ready on the mound, the first pitch is grounded over to Gardner at short. The throw to first in time for out number 3. So the Miners get 1 hit. They'll leave a runner on. With no errors and no runs scored, we hit the bottom half of the 5th inning. Miners 2, Chinooks 4. J. Paul Fullerton to lead things off here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Chinooks lead the Miners 4-2 here in 5 and through 4.5 innings here at Lee Jordan Stadium. Nolan Monahan on the mound for the Miners came in relief for George Arias. The first pitch to Fullerton is a strike Fullerton did not agree with that one, but umpire has the final say in this ball game as the count moves to no balls to 1 strike and no outs. Monahan ready at the belt on the mound. Lefty on lefty matchup. 0-1 pitch on its way. Curveball misses upstairs for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. J. Paul Fullerton 0 for 2 on the ballgame with a strikeout and a pop out. Gets ready for his 3rd at bat of the ballgame here in the 5th inning. 1-1 pitch on its way in there for a called strike 2. Monahan came in to pitch in the bottom half of the 4th inning with bases loaded and 1 out. Able to work his way out of that one, only with allowing 1 run. As the 1-2 pitch in the dirt misses for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to J. Paul Fullerton at the plate. Monahan ready on the mound. Fullerton ready at the plate. Monahan ready. The 2-2 pitch is popped up in between second and center field as Eric Webb running over and makes the catch for out number 1. So fly out to Eric Webb in center field for the first out of the inning. Mason Corbett to come up to hit here, as he's also 0 for 2 on the ball game with a strikeout and a flyout. As Corbett gets ready in the left-handed batter's box, another lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. As Monahan working quickly here. 0-1 pitch on its way. That's driven to Kobe Bowler at second. The throw over to first gets past Aaron Walters at first, and it will be a error on Kobe Bowler to move Corbett over to second. Routine grounder over to Bowler at second. The throw to first way off track as Walters reached out as far as he could. So Corbett will stand at second. 1 out. And that's a hard break for Monahan on the mound. Should be 2 outs, but instead has to work with 1 out and a man on second. Ethan English now up at the plate. 1-2. 1 for 2 on the ball game with a double in the 4th and a pop out in the 2nd, as the Chinooks will have a runner in scoring position. 1 out in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Nolan Monahan ready on the mound. Mason Corbett gets his lead off of second. The first offering to English is fouled right off of Cody Huff's mask for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Chinooks lead the Miners 4-2 as they're threatening to score here with a man on second and 1 out. 0-1 pitch in there for a called strike 2 as Ethan English is now down in the count. No balls to 2 strikes. As the Jefferson, Indiana native batting .250 on the year for the Chinooks. 0-2 pitch on its way is popped up down the first base line, but that will go out of play, and the count will remain 0-2. English down the count 0-2. He is the lead leader in strikeouts. As Monahan ahead early here. 0-2 pitch on its way. Curveball misses inside for ball 1. 1-2 is the count to Ethan English at the plate. Monahan ready at the belt on the mound. 1-2 pitch on its way is fouled down the third base line And the count will remain 1-2 to Ethan English. He popped out in the second inning, doubled in the fourth, and later scored one of the 4 Chinooks runs as he stands in here with the runner on second and 1 out. Nolan Monahan on the mound for the Miners. Looks over to Corbett at second. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Corbett steals third, and the throw to third not in time as Corbett will move up 90 feet on the stolen base. Chinooks now have a runner on third. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Corbett reached first on an error by Colby Bull where he would move to second on the wild throw over to first. And a stolen base to move him over to third. The 2-2 pitch from Monahan on his way. Swung on and missed. Big out there by Monahan to get English down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
Good breaking ball there by Monahan. Fantastic location, too. Started at around the chest level and then broke right on the inside lower part of the plate. And as any right-handed hitter will tell you, that's not a place where you want pitches to go. Not much you can do with that breaking ball. Tremendous work by Monahan. 1 out away now from getting out of this inning.
Keller now up at the plate. First offering to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a triple in the 3rd inning. So Monahan has to be careful here with Keller already with 1 extra base hit on the night. Stands in with a runner on third. 0-1 pitch on its way. Popped up down the third base line. Running over is Matt Palmer. He'll run as fast as he can, as far as he can. But that ball is over the fence for strike 2. On that foul ball, the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs with a man on third here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Monahan ready at the belt on the mound. The 0-2 pitch on its way will get past Huff behind the plate. Coming in to score is Mason Corbett. So the Chinooks will extend their lead 5-2 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
And the defense is what has come back to bite the Miners here in this bottom half of the 5th. The error on Bolware, and then ball bouncing off the glove there from Cody Huff behind the plate. Passed ball leads to the run scored. Chinooks now up 5-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Hayden Keller at the plate. Bases are now empty as the 1-2 pitch from Monahan. Curveball misses upstairs for ball 2. And we have 2s on the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs as the Chinooks extend their lead to 5-2 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. As Monahan gets ready on the mound, kicks and deals the 2-2 pitch as that's grounded over to first baseman Aaron Walters. Walters flips over to Monahan to first in time for out number 3. So the Chinooks will get a run across here in the bottom half of the 5th inning on no hits, no runners left on, and 1 error as we head to the top of the 6th. Chinooks lead the Miners 5-2. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Miners here in the top of the 6th inning. New pitcher for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, number 25, Corbin Barker. On the mound is brother Michael Barker. Started off the ball game off with 5 innings of work, only giving up 2 runs on 7 hits, as his other brother will come into pitch here as he's even the count up to Aaron Walters at the plate with 1 ball and 1 strike. Barker out of Ridgecrest, California, as the 1-1 pitch on its way swung on and missed for strike 2. His last outing was on July 1st versus the Miners, where he went 2 innings pitched and giving up 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Barker ready with the 1-2 pitch, will miss way outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top of the 6th inning, as the Chinooks lead the Miners 5-2, as the 2-2 pitch on its way swung on and missed for strike 3. Coming up for the Miners is Sam Thompson. Thompson 0 for 1 on the day, with a ground out in the 2nd and a walk in the 4th, as he'll get a shot here in the 6th inning. Barker has not pitched since July 1st, as the first offering is swung on and missed by Sam Thompson at the plate, and Barker gets ahead early. No balls to 1 strike and 1 out. 0-1 pitch from Barker on its way, swung on and missed again, as Thompson just a little over that one with no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Barker moving quickly here. 0-2 pitch on its way is grounded right back to Barker. Barker fields it, throws over to Freeman at first in time for out number 2. So mark that down as a 1-3 ground out if you're keeping score at home. Matt Palmer coming up to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the night with a double in the 2nd and a strikeout in the 4th, as we'll see what he can do here in the 6th inning. 2 outs with nobody on, as Barker ready with the first offering to Palmer, as that will miss inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, as the 1-0 pitch on its way swung on and tipped right back to the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton, for strike 1. 1-1 is the count to Palmer at the plate. Friendly reminder, we'll be back here tomorrow at 7 o'clock for the Chinooks versus Miners, round 2 in the 2nd half of the season, as the 1-1 pitch grounded down the third baseline, just fouled, and the count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. After that, on Thursday, the Chinooks will head to the Miners field at 6 o'clock. First pitch start time, and that will be on Thursday, as Barker is ready with the 1-2 pitch, as that swung on and missed for strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Miners. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners left on as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Chinooks 5, Miners 2. Daniel Freeman to lead things off here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, followed by Trevor Cho and Dylan Garner, the 7-8-9 for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Nolan Monahan still on the mound in relief here in the 6th inning, as he'll face off against Daniel Freeman. First pitch to him will miss low for ball 1, and Freeman gets ahead in the count early here, 1-0. Monahan ready at the belt on the mound. The 1-0 pitch on its way, as that's driven off his own body into foul territory for strike 1. Freeman has accounted for 2 of the 5 Chinooks runs, as he homered in the 2nd inning and then walked and later scored in the 4th inning. 1-1 pitch from Monahan. Off speeder misses upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, as the Chinooks lead the Miners 5-2. Monahan ready with the 2-1. As that's popped up, running over is Eric Webb. Called off by Justin Kirby, as both of them were ready to make that play. Kirby makes the catch for out number 1. Bringing up Trevor Cho. Cho's 0 for 1 of the night with a strikeout and a walk in the 4th inning, as he comes in here. Nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. First offering to Cho will be just a bit outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Trevor Cho at the plate. As the 1-0 pitch will miss for ball 2. 2-0 is the count to the Mequon, Wisconsin native, and he's batting 146 on the season. Monahan ready. The 2-0 pitch in there for a called strike 1. And Monahan trying to work his way back into this at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Monahan kicks and deals the 2-1 pitch, and that's fouled straight back for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, as the Chinooks lead the Miners 5-2 in this ball game. The Miners have 2 runs on 7 hits and 1 error to the Chinooks 5 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Monahan ready on the mound. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3 for the 2nd out of the inning. As Dylan Garner comes up to the plate. Brandon Monahan so far in his outing, he's given up 2 runs to his name. Well, 2 runs, but none of them to his name. Has been working very efficient so far, as he works to get Dylan Gardner here with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
And like I mentioned earlier, we've been getting a lot of good innings from Monahan. He had a 3-inning save back on the Kenai trip. Has been pretty effective in relief. A couple of rough outings to start this season, give up a couple runs, but in his last few outings, very effective. And as you said, 2 unearned runs in this game, as the Chinooks have been able to pile on to their lead. Bottom of the 6th here, 5-2, as Monahan looking to go through this inning. 1-2-3.
1-1 pitch on his way is popped up to Eric Webb. Webb retreating back and makes the catch for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Chinooks. No runs, no runners left on, no hits, and no errors as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Brandon Monty back with the play-by-play as we head to the top of the 7th. Miners 2, Chinooks 5.
Top of the 7th here at Lee Jordan Field. Brandon Monty back with you alongside Nick Veland, bringing you Matsu Minor baseballs. Ricky Martinez into the box, down 0-1 as the 0-1 to him is popped foul over the press box, out of play, and the count now 0-2 to the Miners' 9th hitting shortstop. Martinez stepping back in, down 0-2. Miners down 5-2. Corbin Barker into his windup, the 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball as he was out in front of it, grounds it foul to the third base dugout, and the count once again staying at 0-2. 9-1-2 due up this inning for Tyler LeBrun's Miners. Martinez up to bat, Boulware on deck as the 0-2 pitch to him is a grounder poked towards third base. Up with it, third baseman Pate Fullerton throws over to first base, and that one is in time for the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down here for the Matsu Miners in this top half of the 7th, and coming up to bat is the leadoff man, Kobe Boulware. Boulware 1 for 3 on the evening, singled on the first pitch of the game, struck out in the second, and flew out to right field in the 4th. Stands back in. Corbin Barker back out on the mound in relief for this Chinooks team. As the first pitch on the way, a fastball that misses low and away for a ball, 1-0. Chinooks pitching staff doing fairly better today so far, as the 1-0 pitch on the way to Boulware, waved at and missed. Chased one out of the zone there, the count 1-1. The Chinooks have allowed 7 runs or more in each of their last 4 games, as they've been struggling on the hill. Just 2 to this point, however, as the 1-1 pitch to Boulware, fastball at the knees for a called strike 2. Corbin Barker in his 10th appearance on the year, 0-2, 7.36 earned run average, 18 1/3 innings of work for the righty. As he goes back into his motion, the 1-2, a breaking ball. Boulware thought about it, but laid off, 2-2. Chinooks trying to put their 6-game home losing streak to rest here. As the 2-2 on the way to Boulware, again missing low and outside. Good eye there by the leadoff hitter, Arkansas Razorback, as the count now 3-2. Chinooks' last home victory, June 24th against the Oilers. 3-2. Fastball misses away, ball 4. So good eye there by Kobe Boulware. He's down to first base, and we'll see how aggressive Tyler LeBrun is here on the base pass with Boulware, who has 5 stolen bases in his last 5 games. And Nick, you got to think it's an ideal situation to have Boulware running here.
Yeah, Miners down by 3, so they have to be careful with when he's running, just to not get another careless out here and ruin an opportunity that could happen. But Miners have to be a little brave here with this one.
As Webb squares to bunt, pulls it back. Boulware back to first base as the pitch misses inside for a ball, 1-0. Middle infield in double play def here. Shortstop and second baseman playing closer to the bag at 2 with 1 man on and 1 man out. Webb steps back in, and Barker throwing over to first base, and we'll see how many looks he gives to Boulware here, as the speedster and leadoff inning second baseman gets his lead from first, about a 3.5 step one. Webb digs in, righty on righty matchup. Barker nods to his catcher, now throws back over to first, and Boulware back with a head first slide. Eric Webb steps back in. A .362 hitter, has been scorching hot since arriving here in Palmer. Corbin Barker is ready, the 1-0. Fastball paints the outside corner, called strike 1. First appearance for Corbin Barker since July 1st. His last time out was against the Miners. Went 2 innings of scoreless ball, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. As the 1-1 pitch misses, 2-1 the count there. And a couple of these Chugiak fans disagreed with the call, but regardless, Webby's ahead in the count, 2-1. Runner at first base, 1 out. The runner, the form of Kobe Boulware. Corbin Barker is ready. The 6'3" right-hander toes the slab and now throws over to Boulware for a 3rd time. Tag applied, but Boulware again back with a head-first slide. Clouds mostly blocking the sun now as the temperature starts to dip a bit here in Chugiak. We're expecting it to still stay pretty moderate, though, in the low 60s throughout the course of the evening. The 2-1 pitch to Webb, waved at and missed at the fastball. Took a big hack there, but came up empty as the count now 2-2. Webb on the night is 1 for 3. Infield single back in the 3rd inning of this one. 2-2 is the count. One man on, one man out. The pitch. Fastball again, missing outside. 3-2. The Chinooks a 5.34 team ERA. That's 5th in the ABL, as their pitching staff has struggled, especially here in July, over these last 4 games. 3-2. Waved at a miss. Strike 3. Webb set down on strikes for the 2nd time this evening. So runner at first, now 2 down in the top of the 7th inning for Justin Kirby. Kirby is 0 for 2. A walk and 2 flyouts, 1 to right field and then a pop out to second back at inning number 5. Has another crack at it here in the 7th. Kirby a season high 3 hits and 3 runs back in the Miners' first game of the season here at Lee Jordan on June 11th. As they throw again over to Boulware, but he's back in safely. Boulware struggling in the field tonight. Committed an error back in the 5th that led to a run scoring, an unearned run on behalf of reliever Nolan Monahan. The first pitch to Justin Kirby, a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Five to 2 our score. Top of the 7th inning, Chinooks in the lead. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Miners. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Chinooks. The 0-1 to Kirby is hit in the air out towards center field. Jess Davis barely has to move, however, as he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Miners put 1 on base, but they leave him stranded at first. We're through 6.5. It's stretch time here at Lee Jordan Field. The Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks are up 5-2 on the Mat-Su Miners. Chinooks coming to bat when we return. New pitcher for the Miners here in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Chinooks coming up to bat. It's number 14, left-hander Connor Butler, who is 1-0 with an ERA of 5 even on the year in 9 innings of work. This is appearance number 6 for the Eagle, Idaho native, who just finished his freshman year at Hawaii. A 5'11", 155-pound southpaw. Opponents hitting 185 against him on the year. 5 runs allowed, 13 strikeouts, 11 walks. He will be faced with the leadoff portion of this Chinook order. Pate Fullerton, the 3rd baseman, steps in. Lefty on lefty matchup to start the bottom half of inning number 7 as Butler throws a first pitch fastball downstairs for a ball. 1-0. Butler ready, comes set at the belt, working from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch is waved at and missed by Fullerton for strike 1. Butler picked up his only win of the season this back on June 11th against the Chinooks. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball misses just a bit downstairs and inside for a ball, so 2-1 now the count. Back on July 10th against the Chinooks, he went 1 inning, giving up 2 walks, also had 2 strikeouts. Butler is ready as he works from the right side of the rubber. Here comes a 2-1 pitch, and that one misses low for a ball. So hitters count now to Pate Fullerton, 3-1. Fullerton 1 for 3 on the day, a single, a strikeout, and a pop-out. As he calls time here quickly as he's ahead in the count, 3-1. As a big inning here for the Miners, looking to contain this lead and give it back to the bats as the 3-1 pitch misses inside and upstairs for ball 4. So Pate Fullerton draws a walk, reaches base for the 2nd time today, and that brings up a dangerous Jess Davis. Nick, not the guy that the Miners want to see at the plate here.
Not at all. Already with the triple on the ball game, we'll see what he can do here with a great success in these past ball games too for him.
The outfield has been very fast today, as we've noticed. Every ball hit in the gap has turned into a triple as Davis lays down a drag bunt down the first base line, and this one is just going to roll right of that first base line foul. We saw a bunt similar to that by Sam Thompson earlier in this ball game. Put it down well, right in no man's land there, and it's a tough play given how fast Davis moves down the line. As good awareness there by Huff to let it roll foul just right of the line. So the count now 0-1. Runner at first base with nobody down here. Bottom of the 7th. Chinooks leading the Miners 5-2. Connor Butler comes set at the belt and now throws back over to Pate Fullerton, who is a threat to swipe a bag as he stands back in safely at first base. The Miners pitching staff has been on fire. So far this season, they've allowed just 5 runs or more in just 2 of their last 15 contests. This is only the 5th time this year that the Miners have given up 5 or more runs in a game in 31 ball games. Game's still within reach for the Miners, but they'll have some work to do here as they try to contain the top of this Chinooks lineup. It's 5-2. 0-1 pitch. Davis squares bunt, but he missed it there, trying to get the fastball out of the zone, and the count now 0-2. So Davis more than likely swinging away now, down 2 strikes in the count. Connor Butler has struggled a bit with his control this year. Has walked a batter in all 5 of his appearances on the season, including the leadoff man today, as the 0-2 pitch misses way upstairs. Good snag by Huff. The count 1-2. Butler put on a pretty good show at the Scout Showcase this past weekend, striking out the side in relief. We'll see if he can carry that success into today's ball game and get himself out of this jam here. Runner at first, no outs. The 1-2 pitch, and that one's behind Davis with the breaking ball there. So 2-2 now the count.
Nice catch there by Huff. That was not. He basically went into that one blindly, just throwing out his glove behind Davis at the plate, and made a great catch.
2-2 pitch on the way, misses outside. So after starting the count 0-2, the count is run up to full. 3-2 count, runner at first, nobody down as Connor Butler looks to hone it back in here and regain his control. Davis digs in. Another lefty on lefty matchup as the 3-2 pitch on the way, misses outside for ball 4. So 4 straight for Butler in that at bat. 2 walks to start the bottom of the 7th. 2 base runners for the Chinooks, first and second base, nobody down. And now the heart of the order coming up here. Nick, the Miners working themselves into some dangers. Cody Huff heads out to the mound to try to calm Butler down and discuss with him what to do here going forward.
Runners on first and second, both on walks. As you see, the Miners bullpen now down the right field line are now starting to warm up. It appears Jack White is starting to warm up and get ready in case Connor Butler needs to be subbed out here.
The Miners have won every game that Connor Butler has pitched this year, but they'll have some work to do to keep that trend going. Down 5-2, first and second, nobody out. J. Paul Fullerton at the plate. First pitch to him misses upstairs, and that's 5 straight for Butler now on the mound as the count 1-0. 5 straight out of the zone for Butler, now an even 13 strikeouts and 13 walks on this 2019 season. Fullerton digs in. The 1-0 pitch is outside and high, 2-0. as it looks like there will be a discussion here from pitching coach Jeff Erlab. And Nick, when a pitcher is struggling with his control, as a pitching coach, what do you think he's discussing with him on the mound here? Shortstop Ricky Martinez also coming in along with catcher Cody Huff.
Well, Coach Jeff Erlab is one of the best in the business as a pitching coach. He knows what he's talking about. Obviously, he saw something that Butler has been doing that has been really getting his control out of whack. So he's trying to, tell him here of trying to fix the issue at hand and get the ball in the strike zone.
Jack White warming up, as you mentioned, Nick, in the right field bullpen for the Miners. It would be his 9th appearance on the season, and like Butler, he appeared in the Miners' last game against the Chinooks. 2-0 count. Runners at first and second for Chugiak. Nobody down. J. Paul Fullerton at the plate. The 2-0 misses outside, 3-0. As we'll see how much farther they're going to let Butler go here with a 3-0 count. As if he misses here, that would be 8 straight out of the zone and 3 straight walks to start this 7th inning. The 3-0 pitch on the way, and it misses for ball 4. So Connor Butler has walked the bases loaded here to start the bottom of the 7th inning. And we see the first base umpire signaling time here. But no one coming out of the Miners' dugout. And nope, yes, Tyler LeBrun is coming out of the Miners' dugout now, heading out to the mound. As it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. We'll go from lefty to righty. Connor Butler's day is complete. Walks the only 3 men he sees on this ball game. And now coming in will be right-handed pitcher Jack White. We'll tell you more about him here after this short break. Bases loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th, Chinooks up 5-2. Jack White is the new pitcher for the Miners here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and he's coming in with perhaps the toughest task a pitcher can be faced with out of the pen. Bases loaded, nobody down. The infield now playing in on the grass for the Miners, and it's the cleanup man for the Chinooks digging in, and Mason Corbett. Righty on lefty matchup, first pitch to him, a fastball in there for a called strike 1. Connor Butler entered the game in the bottom of the 7th, but struggled immensely with his control. Walking the bases loaded here as now Jack White will try to escape trouble here. 0-1 pitch to Corbett is lined down the right field line, and this one drops fair. That's going to be extra bases. 1 run will score. Another runner coming home, he will score. And now Corbett in at second with a standing double. J. Paul Fullerton in at third, and the Chinooks get a 2-run double from Mason Corbett. The score now 7-2. So the walks coming back to bite the Miners here. They've had 7 free passes as a staff here tonight. Pretty uncommon for this Miners pitching staff. They're first in the league entering today's ball game with 108 of them. But the bases loaded walks here turn into a 2-run double for Mason Corbett, who now has 8 RBIs on the season. It was his 5th double. And Ethan English is up second and third, nobody out. The first pitch from Jack White, a breaking ball inside, almost got English there as he has to duck out of trouble. 7-2 the score. Chinooks up in the bottom of the 7th, and they're threatening for more here with runners at second and third, nobody out. The infield still playing in as the 1-0 pitch, a fastball. Good pitch there by White at the knees for a called strike 1. This is appearance number 9 on the year for Jack White, who is 0-2 with a 4.26 ERA in 12 2/3 innings of work. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball popped up. And this one's behind the plate. Cody Huff gives chase, but it'll go out of play, so the count now 1-2. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts with stores in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. You're always covered if a foul ball does damage to your car. Visit www.napaalaska.com for more information. J. Paul Fullerton at third. Mason Corbett at second. Ethan English at the plate. Jack White deals 1-2. Waved at him, missed, strike 3. Big pitch there for Jack White, his 14th strikeout of the year and the first out of this bottom of the 7th as the Miners try to limit the damage to just 2, but White not out of the woods yet. The runner at third would be credited to Connor Butler. The runner at second belonging to White in the form of Mason Corbett, who doubled in 2. Third inning on the night, the Chinooks have put up a 2 spot. First pitch on the way to Hayden Keller, waved at him, missed. And Nick White looking very effective out of the pen here, especially his fastball.
Yeah, he left that first pitch up for a double, but then ever since then he's been locked in, really hitting his strikes.
0-1 pitch on the way to Keller is fouled off the screen straight by us as the count now 0-2. And so far in this game, Nick, the defense and the control or lack of from the pitching staff coming back to bite this Miner team. 7 runs, 6 hits for the Chinooks in this ball game as they lead the Miners 7-2. White ready, the 0-2 pitch is lined towards center field. Webb is charging in, and the ball drops in front of him for a base hit. J. Paul Fullerton is coming in. He will score, and it's now 8-2 in favor of the Chinooks. Hayden Keller picks up his 23rd RBI. He leads the Chinooks in that department. 4th in the league for that matter as he adds on to the total, and the Chinooks add on to the lead. They're now up by 6. So 3 runs now in the bottom of the 7th. All runners now on the behalf of Jack White, first and third, 1 out, and coming up to bat is Daniel Freeman, who already has a 2-run home run in this ball game. He broke the seal for the Chinooks back in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 8-2 now the score. Both teams with 7 hits, but the Chinooks holding on to a 6-run advantage. Keller at first, Corbett at third. First pitch on the way to Daniel Freeman, misses low for a ball, 1-0. Jack White ready on the hill, working from the stretch off the right side of the rubber. Freeman ready at the dish. Righty on righty matchup. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses inside. 2-0. The Miners have not allowed this many runs in a ball game since opening day against the Chinooks back at Herman Brothers Field as the 2-0 pitch catches the outside part of the plate for a called strike 1. First and third, 1 out. 2-1 count. Jack White on the hill, looking to work his way out of trouble. The pitch is popped up out towards center field. Eric Webb is underneath it. He's trotting in, makes the catch. We'll see if it's deep enough to score the run. Webb's throw home is not in time. Corbett comes across to score, so chalk that one up as a sacrifice fly for Daniel Freeman, who now has 3 RBIs on the day, 19 on the season. And the Chinooks have put up a 4 spot here in the bottom of the 7th. It is 9-2. So that'll be the first run charged for Jack White, the first 3 of the inning belonging to Connor Butler. As coming up to bat now is Trevor Cho. Cho, the 8th hitting left fielder for the Chinooks. Runner at first, 2 outs. First pitch to him downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Cho, 2 strikeouts and a walk to this point. Reached base back in the 4th inning of this one. The left-hander digs into the box. The Albuquerque, New Mexico native Jack White throws the 1-0, and it's a fastball high and outside, 2-0. Jack White ready from the stretch. Gives a look over to first. Comes set at the letters of the jersey. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way is hit high in the air out towards right field. Underneath it is the second baseman, Kobe Boulware, and he makes the catch in the outfield grass for out number 3, and the side is retired. But not before the Chinooks put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're through 7 here at Lee Jordan Field. Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks are leading the Mat-Su Miners 9-2. Tanner Carlson going to lead things off for the Miners here in the top half of the 8th, as the Miners will have some work to do, down 9-2 entering the top half of this 8th inning. Corbin Barker back out on the mound for the Chinooks as his first pitch is in the dirt and outside, 1-0. Other ABL action on the night, the Anchorage Bucks defeating the Peninsula Oilers 3-1 as the 1-0 pitch on the way from Barker, again missing outside, so the count 2-0 to the Miners cleanup hitter, Tanner Carlson. With that victory, the Anchorage Bucks now improving to a scorching 24-9 as the 2-0 pitch is in at the knees for a called strike 1. If this result holds, and with the Bucks' victory, the Miners would be 4 games out of first after tonight as a 2-1 pitch hacked at and missed by Carlson, 2-2. And if the Chinooks hang on and win this one tonight, they would be just a half game out of that 4th place and final playoff spot in the ABL as the 2-0, a fastball missing low and outside, 3-2. Anchorage Glacier Pilots, the only team not in action in the ABL tonight. They got 3 days off, out of the All-Star break as the 3-2 pitch waved at and missed by Carlson for strike 3, the 4th strikeout for Corbin Barker out of the pen, who has been very effective so far on the evening. Sets down Carlson, and now Cody Huff will try to pick up his teammate here and start a rally with 1 out.
And the Chinooks bullpen has been struggling lately, but Corbin Barker, coming back from a long stretch of not playing, has been very effective, and really not the trend that Chinooks bullpen has been showing us for this entire season.
Really, the whole pitching staff, for that matter, they have struggled. 1-0 now to Cody Huff. First pitch misses inside, but this one catches the outside corner. A fastball from Corbin Barker, a UC Irvine commit who's got a heater that ranges in the high 80s to low 90s, topping out at about 90 miles an hour. The 1-1 pitch on the way to Huff misses low and outside, 2-1. So 2 recent high school graduates going neck and neck here. Stanford versus UC Irvine. Barker into his windup. The 2-1 pitch on the way is upstairs, so hitters count 3-1. A reminder, the Miners back in action here in Chugiak. 7 p.m. tomorrow against the Chinooks as part of a little 3-game series here. Out of the All-Star break, the 3-1 pitch to Huff, waved at and missed for strike 2. And Nick, so far today, these Miners hitters have not been able to get a real touch on Barker here.
Not at all. They've been getting over the ball, swinging on top of it, and not being able to make any contact with it. So whatever Barker's throwing has been very effective so far.
3-2 pitch on the way, waved at and missed. The off-speeder is in the dirt. Good chase pitch there as Huff is down for the second out of the inning. Second strikeout here in 2 batters for Barker, and his 5th in relief as Aaron Walters will try to pick him up. 2 down now, nobody on in the top of the 8th inning. Chinooks up 9-2.
5 of the 9 batters that Barker has faced have struck out swinging. So that's how effective Corbin Barker has been in his innings of relief.
Yeah, he has really been in a zone so far. He's been struggling as of late, but trying to pick things up here in Chugiak has done a pretty good job to this point as the 1-0 to Aaron Walters is fouled to the left side out of play, so the count even at 1-1. That foul ball brought to you by the Palmer Golf Course, located just 5 minutes away from Herman Brothers Field. It's a great place to work on your links game all summer long as the 1-1 pitch is popped high in the air out towards shallow left center field. Retreating is the shortstop. He's called off, however, by center fielder Jess Davids, who pockets it in the webbing of his mitt for the 3rd out of the inning. Miners go 1-2-3 in the top of the 8th. Chinooks coming to bat. Bottom half of the 8th coming up. The score, Chugiak 9 and the Mat-Su Miners 2. Jack White back out on the mound here in the bottom of the 8th for the Miners as the Chinooks coming to put some insurance runs here on the lead. It's 9-7 in favor of Chugiak in this bottom of the 8th inning in Legion. As the first pitch misses upstairs as Dylan Gardner digs into the box as the count now 1-0. 1-0 the count, nobody on, nobody out here to start the bottom of the 8th. White deals to Dylan Gardner, and it misses upstairs for a ball, so the count now 2-0. So far on the day, Gardner grounded into a double play. He has walked and flown out so far. He's 0 for 2 on this contest. White is ready. The 2-0 pitch now to Gardner, a fastball, and that one catches the outer half of the plate for a called strike 1. Both teams with 7 hits on the ball game. 9-2 the score, 1 error for the Miners, none for the Chinooks. The 2-1, a fastball upstairs and away from White as the count now in the hitter's favor, 3-1. Gardner, a 154 hitter coming into this game, struggling at the dish so far here in the ABL. Here's the 3-1, outside and high, ball 4. So Jack White issuing a free pass, his 6th on the season. Gardner trots down to first. As for the second time today, reaching on a free pass, he has 5 walks in his last 2 games against the Miners. Back to the top of the order here, it's going to be the speedy and solid defensive shortstop Pate Fullerton playing third base today for the Chinooks. So far on the day, has reached base twice. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to him on the way is tipped into the catcher's glove for strike one. Jack White, a native of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of the University of New Mexico. The 6'4" right-hander is ready. The 0-1 pitch misses outside for a ball. Count now 1-1 as a right-hander starting to get loose for the Chinooks out in the left field bullpen. Not a safe situation in the top of the ninth. As the runner goes, the pitch is in there for a called strike. The throw down to second base is not in time. And Nick, on that play, nobody even at the bag to cover as Kobe Bulwer came in and caught the throw late, about 2 steps behind the bag at second.
Yeah, even if someone was there, though, Gardner definitely would have beat it out.
Got a very good jump.
So as he steals second, there's a runner in scoring position now in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Gardner, a perfect 6 for 6 now on the year in stolen bases as White steps off as Martinez, the shortstop for the Miners, going in from behind Gardner to try to keep him honest at second. A lot of speed in this Chinooks lineup, as we've noticed tonight and throughout the season. The 1-2 pitch to Fullerton is waved at a miss for strike 3. So Jack White gets the punch out, as that's the first out of the inning here. Second punch out of the evening for White as Jess Davis comes back up. Davis walked his last time around in the 7th inning as part of an inning that saw the first 3 men reach base on a walk for the Chinooks, and there things unraveled for this Miner pitching staff as the Chinooks put up 4 in the bottom of the 7th inning to give themselves a 7-run advantage as the first pitch to Davis is fouled off to the left side, out of play. That foul ball brought to you by the Palmer Bar, located in Uptown Palmer. It's a great place to enjoy some great food and the company of friends in Palmer, Alaska. Jack White ready from the stretch, leans in and gets his sign from Cody Huff. Gardner gets his lead from second base. The 0-1 pitch is on the way, and it's in the dirt for ball 1. A reminder that the Miners back in action tomorrow against the Chinooks right here at Lee Jordan Field. That game starts at 7 o'clock, the second game of a small 3-game series here between the Miners and the Chinooks that will end July 18th on Thursday back at Herman Brothers Field, as now Gardner gets a jump from third. White throws over to third and skips away from Carlson a bit, but not far enough to where Gardner can advance. So Dylan Gardner gets a fantastic jump. And by the time White saw him, it was too late as he had swiped third base. That's now 2 stolen bases for Gardner, 7 on the season. So a runner at third now with 1 out. 9-2 ball game in favor of the Chinooks. Jess Davis digs in. White is ready. The 1-1 is popped in the air in foul ground. Cody Huff takes a couple steps back, but it quickly goes out of play. So the count 1-2. Jack White in a bit of a jam here. Runner at third with 1 out, looking to work his way out of it. 9-2 the score. Davis at the dish, who's already tripled in this one. The 1-2 in the dirt for a ball, 2-2. Davis on the day has walked twice and tripled. He's reached base in all 3 of his plate appearances. A Kansas City, Missouri native, second in the NCAA with 48 stolen bases this past year for UAB. The 2-2 upstairs and away, 3-2. First of 7 meetings for the rest of the season between these Miners and the Chinooks. They'll get pretty familiar with each other over their last 14 contests. The 3-2 pitch on the way is popped foul, out of play, so the count remains 3-2. Jack White stands back in, sun trying to peer its way through the clouds here. The temperature now at about 64 degrees. The 3-2 pitch misses high and outside for ball 4. So a free pass for Jess Davis. For the 3rd time today, he has walked, the 3rd straight plate appearance for that matter, that Davis has reached on a free pass. 16 of them now on the season for Davis. And now J. Paul Fullerton steps in, who has hit pretty well against the Miners so far this year. Fullerton just finished his junior year at UAB. It was his 3rd school, Harding and Wabash being the other 2. Runners at the corners, 1 out Middle infield in double play def. First pitch to him, misses outside and high, 1-0. Fullerton entered today's ball game a .245 hitter. Walked in his last time around, but 0 for 3 on the day. Fullerton ready from the left-handed batter's box as the first pitch, a swinging strike, but it gets away to the backstop, and that's going to allow a run to score. Dylan Gardner trots home, and the Chinooks have now hit double digits. It's 10-2. Just the second time this year that the Miners have allowed double-digit runs. The only other time, opening day against the Chinooks at Herman Brothers Field.
Same exact score, too.
It is. 10-2. First and second, one down. 1-1 count to Fullerton, the pitch. Fastball misses away, 2-1. So it seems like every time these two teams play, they really just trade blows back and forth. 2-1 the count. White is ready, the pitch. Upstairs and away again, 3-1. The Chinooks took that first game of the year. Then the Miners came back and beat them by 8 here. And then an extra inning game to start July. Then a blowout last time out, 15-1, and now another 10-2 game, this time in favor of the Chinooks, as the 3-1 pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. And Nick, it just goes to show you sometimes even with the standings, some teams can just be tough matchups for others, and that's proven to be the case at least so far this year with the Chinooks. I know still 6 matchups to go, but so far they fought them tough. 3-2 pitch on the way, outside for ball 4. Second straight walk for Jack White, and the second straight time that J. Paul Fullerton has reached base on a free pass. So first and second, one down, as now pitching coach Jeff Erlab goes to have a word with Jack White.
And then warming up in the bullpen right now, Caden Hogan is warming up. So he'll get his first appearance if the Miners need him in this situation. Runners on first and second, double play is a factor here with 1 out. 10-2 ball game as Jack White has had 3 walks so far on this inning as the mound visit comes to a close.
And we've noticed other teams in the ABL this year like to use two-way players, especially the Oilers and the Glacier Pilots. The Miners have yet to use a position player as a pitcher so far this year. We often see teams do it when they are facing big deficits late in games, perhaps maybe to save arms for the next games, as Mason Corbett, the cleanup man, steps in. First pitch to him is a fastball, missing away for a ball, 1-0.
And with the Miners that are having a lot of injuries, especially with pitchers, if Hogan comes in here and shows some stuff, he might become a reliever later on. Who knows?
You could see. He does have a strong arm at short, so we'll see if he does get some work out of the pen, or if Jack White can close things down in the 8th as the 1-0 is in there at the letters for a called strike 1. Corbett doubled in a run last inning in the 7th. That was the start of a 4-run inning for Chugiak. 1-1 count, first and second, 1 out. Jack White ready, the pitch is a fastball catching the outside part of the plate. Corbett shakes his head in disbelief as he's down in the count, 1-2. Corbett, the most effective hitter in this Chinooks lineup so far this year, digs back in, down 1-2 in the count. The pitch is lined over towards second, but it's caught by Kobe Boulware, and he flips to Ricky Martinez for the quick 4-6 double play there, as just Davis was going on the pitch, but the ball stayed in the air long enough for Boulware to catch it to retire the side. Miners will get one more crack at it here top of the 9th. They'll have their work cut out for them. Chinooks lead it 10-2. Top of the ninth here at Lee Jordan Field. The Miners will have one last chance at it, and they'll have some work to do. Down 8 runs in this top of the ninth inning. Corbin Barker back out on the mound for the Chinooks, trying to finish off what's been a good day for him in relief, as the first pitch to Thompson is fouled straight back at us here in the press box. So the count now 0-1. Thompson on the day is 0 for 2. 2 ground outs and a walk to his credit on the evening. Barker working quickly. Here's the 0-1, a breaking ball inside as Thompson ducks out of danger, and the count even now 1-1. A reminder, the Miners back in action tomorrow right here at Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak against the Chinooks. First pitch again scheduled for 7 o'clock. As the 1-1, a check swing by Thompson, but he went around there. Couldn't quite hold back on a pitch in the lower part of the zone. 1-2. Both teams with 7 hits in this game, but the Chinooks holding a 10-2 lead. The 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball on the inside corner, and he got him looking. Strike 3. So Thompson set down. That is now 6 strikeouts in relief for Corbin Barker, who has been very sharp so far. And we'll see a pinch hitter here for the Miners with Tyler Porter. Porter coming in. He's 1 for 6 as a pinch hitter on the year. He snapped an 0 for 14 slump back on July 10th against the Chinooks, as the first pitch to him, a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. The Tucson, Arizona native, a 143 hitter. 6 runs, 5 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball 1, 1-1. Again, a reminder, the Bucks defeated the Oilers tonight 3-1. Bucks now 24-9 if this result holds here in Chugiak, as Porter fouls a pitch off to the left side over in the Chinooks bullpen in the left field corner. Count 1-2. If the result here holds, the Bucks will be 4 games ahead of the Miners for first place in the Alaska Baseball League. And if the Chinooks do hang on to win it, they'll be a half game out of the playoffs, as the 1-2 misses outside. 2-2 now the count. Just 9 games left in the season, regular season, for the Oilers. They're now 12-23 as the 2-2 pitch is fouled straight back off the screen, so the count remains 2-2. Nobody on here, 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Tyler Porter is pinch hitting here. Ricky Martinez waiting in the on-deck circle. Corbin Barker still out on the mound. Shakes off one side. Now he's got what he likes from the windup. 2-2 pitch on the way. Misses inside and low, so the counts run full, 3-2. Porter picked up his first RBI since June 19th in his last game against the Chinooks. Stands back in. Payoff pitch on the way is grounded hard over towards second base. Up with it is the second baseman. Throws over to first as Mason Corbett retires Tyler Porter. One second baseman grounds out to the other there, as the Miners are now down to their final out. Ricky Martinez is 0 for 3 on the evening. A fly out, a pop out, and a ground out to his credit. Stands back in. The last chance here for these Miners. First pitch to him. Waved at a miss. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Nobody on here. 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 9th. Miners trailing. As the 0-1 pitch. Fastball low. Fullerton tried to frame it, but instead it's low. So the count 1-1. Barker ready from the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air, popped up towards short. Underneath it is the shortstop Dylan Gardner, and he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. As the fans here give a roaring applause to this Chugiak-Eagle River Chinook team. They snap a 3-game losing streak and a 6-game losing streak at home with a decisive 10-2 victory over the Mat-Su Miners. With this win, the Chinooks now 10-22, a half a game out of the playoffs in 4th place. Meanwhile, this loss puts the Miners at 19-12, 4 games out of the top spot in the ABL, the Anchorage Bucks. Again, the final score in tonight's ball game, the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks defeat the Mat-Su Miners 10-2. We'll be right back here 7 p.m. tomorrow night with the Miners and Chinooks squaring off again for the